Hi YouTube, and welcome to my Let's Play The Sims 3 on Sim Saturdays. So, where we left off, finally Felicia and Isaac did a little bit of woohooing in the last episode, so romance seems to be going well. But the reason I'm having you guys watch them sleep is if you paid close attention to their dreaming, and you might want to rewind to take a look, she was I don't know if she was dreaming in this sequence. At one point in one of her dreams, she dreams about wedding rings. But he was dreaming about wedding rings with a big red X through them. So that makes me curious to see if I progress this relationship, if they actually would be able to get married, or would he reject the proposal. I haven't tried yet, but I'm just curious, because it's one place I'd like to get these two to, is to get them to a place where they can get married and start a family, because she's going to be aging up pretty soon, and it's about time that she does that. So it'll be interesting to see if he ends up rejecting the proposal or not. And I haven't seen an option to ask him to just join the household. I can always use a cheat for that if I just wanted them to kind of move in together, but I would rather do it legit if possible, but that doesn't seem to be an option in the menu at this point. So I'm just kind of curious as to where we're going to go with this relationship or not. Oh, and you can see her costume for whatever she's filming on set today. She's dressed as a repo person. And here we can see the continuing relationship of Fifi and Cash. And as you remember, Fifi became pregnant in the last episode, and in this episode we will actually see a puppy being born. So these two, Fifi and Cash, are actually considered mates. And if you look, I don't know if you'll see it at all in my clicking around while this video is going, but they actually have like little wedding rings symbols on their names if you look at it at them, at each other and stuff. I think I cut out a lot of that footage, unfortunately, but they are considered mates. They're not like husband wife, but they are mates now since they got pregnant. I think that's cute that you can get you can do that with the pets too. And Cash really wanted to go for a walk, so Felicia decided to accommodate him for that. And we're walking here on a walk to the beach. And you can see everything's kind of covered in frost, and now she's getting a phone call as they were walking, and she's like, okay, well, let me answer the phone. And the reason that there's a phone call is because, guess what? There's a puppy! A puppy was just born. And there he goes, just running around. The first thing he was going to do is go eat, but I was like, I need to give him a name. And I'm sitting here, you can see it took me a while to think about it. Okay, I'm not very good at names. What can I name this puppy? Cash kind of came with a name, and Fifi was kind of obvious for the first one, but as you can see here, I kind of settled on Cuddles because I couldn't think of anything else. If anyone out there watching, if you want to leave a comment as to a better name for the puppy, let me know. I will keep in consideration all names if they're submitted, and if you submit a name that I think is better than Cuddles, because I don't think Cuddles is that great, but hey, you know, I might change his name. Alrighty, so anyway, so she's obviously coming home to check on the puppy, and Cash was right behind her, and you know, kind of get little Cuddles to know her, and somehow she decides to go right back into her acting clothing. So she's walking around still looking like a repo person. But cute little puppy, and no surprise, he's a little white puppy since both his parents are little white doggies too. So we have a nice little family of 3 puppies. And then later on decided to have Felicia go out on the town. She tried a couple of times to call Simon and ask him out for a date, but he kept saying no, not interested, no, too busy, no, no, no. So I was like, well, screw you, Simon. I'm just gonna go. Why am I saying Simon? Isaac. Simon was the other guy. It's Isaac that is now being like he seems so into her when they're together, but then when she tries to call him, unless she invites him to the festivals in the park, he keeps saying no. Which I'm like, is he really into her? Is he not? So I've been kind of debating back and forth whether or not I should continue this relationship, or should we break it off and try and find someone else. I mean, they've definitely gone farther than she did with Simon, and Simon is still completely besotted with her and sending her gifts and all sorts of other creepy things. And, when I was originally recording this, I did not realize, if you take a look at the gentleman sitting near her right now, that's actually Isaac. Now, he's wearing different clothes than he normally does. I think that those are his formal clothes, and I wasn't familiar with his formal clothing. But I was like, oh, there's a cute guy sitting here, maybe I should check him out. And then when I clicked on him, I was like, oh, it's Isaac. Well, why don't we flirt with him? And it's like, he absolutely refused to go on a date with her to this place, and he ends up coming here by himself. I'm like, dude. So here I'm kind of giving him another chance at the club, but I figured she should eat dinner first. She wanted to go eat at a restaurant. I didn't think the going here counted, and it didn't, in terms of her lifetime wishes and stuff, but anyway, so she's here, she's talking to him, and as you'll see in a moment, yep, see, he's like totally into her when they're together. But when they're apart, he's like, I'm too busy, not interested. So I do find that to be somewhat interesting, and I'm curious as to exactly what's going on in his head. I am wondering if maybe he has commitment issues, and that could be a problem if we try and form a family with him. So we'll have to see where this all gets taken. I am very interested in people leaving me suggestions in the comments below this video in terms of, do you think we should give him a little bit more of a chance and maybe at some point propose? Or at least ask him to move in if that becomes an option. I mean, he definitely seems to be into her, which I think is interesting. But her phone rings, he just kind of walks off, and I ultimately decided, you know what, he kind of blew her off a couple of times today. I'm going to have her blow him off and just take the call and chit-chat for a while with whoever is calling. Because you know what? He deserves it. But in the meantime, like I said, when they're together, things seem to be really good. So, it'll be interesting to see how far this will go. And when she was done with her phone call, I had her order a romantic drink to put her in certain moods. And then kind of go after Isaac again and see if he's still interested in kind of hanging out together. He wouldn't accept a date even here when they were together, or even he wouldn't even accept hang out together or form a group. Although he was fine with all of the interactions. Now here, all of a sudden, boom, she's just talking to him, and now he's okay, we can hang out together. So he's kind of started changing his mind about that at this point in the evening. So earlier he wasn't interested, but now he is. So now they have at least formed a group, and they're going to go ahead and do a little bit of slow dancing. I've not done slow dancing in The Sims 3 before, so I was like, hey, I hadn't seen this option, let's try this. That was a move right out of Dirty Dancing, if any of you recall the original Dirty Dancing movie. and then he keeps stepping on her toes, which I actually think is kind of adorable. And I'm like, okay, well maybe they should stop dancing and try and do something else. Because because apparently he's not a very good slow dancer. And I swear, if I do get him to join our household in some way, I'm definitely replacing that cheesy suit of his. I don't know if anyone else thinks that suit is attractive, but I don't think so. It's really kind of a bad suit. Alright, so we stopped dancing, and I've got a couple of interactions lined up here. A couple more. He definitely seems to enjoy the romantic stuff, and boom, all of a sudden they're now on a date. I do like the fact that you can actually have two friends meet up randomly somewhere and go from just kind of talking to each other to actually hanging out together, and then all of a sudden actually be in a date if, you know, moods go in the right direction for that. She definitely seems to like him a lot, so I am hoping that he will be amenable to something more serious in the future. You know, I won't try and rush things. And the bar closed, so we ended up down here, and one of the things that she wanted to do was ask Simon to watch the stars, so we're still going to try and get that interaction in. And then you can see here some glitch in the game. They're watching the stars from inside this cement column. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. It's like, what the heck, people? I think Electronic Arts needs to fix that, because that seems like a bug to me. Kind of sitting right there through the concrete. At least they're protected from the rain. Yep. But anyway, this is one of the things she wanted to do, so sitting in your formal wear in the middle of a cement column watching the stars. Why not? Only in The Sims. And oddly enough, they still get soaking wet even though they're inside cement. And apparently they both really enjoyed that. Now they're kind of running inside to get out of the rain, which is actually a smart thing to do. And then I finally invited him to come over and see if we couldn't get a little bit more romance going this evening before things got too late and people got too tired. And you can see the dog here is like, hey, you're a werewolf. The dogs knew he was a werewolf even before I realized it, because I think early on one of the dogs was sniffing him and thinking werewolf, and I wasn't really paying attention to it. But then later on, he shows up and he actually is transformed into a werewolf, and it was then that I finally realized that he was in actuality a werewolf, even though he only seems to transform I think during full moons, even though I think we've seen him as a werewolf once when he wasn't at full moon, so I'm not quite sure exactly how that works, and I haven't actually done my research on the supernatural parts of the game. I do have, as you can tell, I have Supernatural installed, but I don't really know a heck of a lot about it since I haven't done a game specifically focused on the supernatural elements. I just thought I would let that all happen organically, which is exactly what is happening. You know, I had no idea that he was a werewolf when we met him, but, you know, I am not into discrimination. So they are finally kind of getting together here, and I think she's going upstairs now, and they're going to have another little bit of romance and woohoo. And you can see little Cuddles down there kind of wandering around with his daddy. Alright, so here we go upstairs, and furthering the bonds of the relationship. I mean, they are going steady right now. So I did get him, at the very least, to accept being her boyfriend. So I think that's at least one positive sign. But he definitely seems to be a bit shy or not interested in marriage, at least based on his dreams. So it'll be interesting to see ultimately what happens there. And if you guys have an opinion about that, let me know. In the meantime, things on this episode are slowly going to start winding down. So yep, there we go. And yeah, it's saying that it's almost Felicia's birthday. So in the next episode, possibly, maybe 2 episodes out, she will age up to a full adult, and we're hoping that we can kind of get her into a more serious relationship and starting a family at that stage before she reaches elder. That would be nice. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Until next time, bye-bye.